three-pointer shots made in the last couple of seasons. Now he's quick.
We're going to bring you an interconference matchup in this one as the Cavaliers come from Cleveland to play this one. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Get it. Let's go, LeBron.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position.
Thompson.
And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. Outside Irving. The three. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Now here's Curry. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. And here's Cleveland. It's a three-point game. Nobody near Irving. Good, and the assist goes to James. Irving's got his first 3 points of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
That's two unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnovers.
And one thing you can't do is string together those kinds of possessions. It can snowball in a hurry.
Thompson with the rebound. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
It's deflected. It's stolen by Green. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Cavaliers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. James with it, picked up by Thompson. Screen by Smith. LeBron kicks to Love. The kick out to Irving. Another miss by Irving.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
5 turnovers already. A terrible way to start a game.
And you better figure it out quickly or this deficit will become insurmountable.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Down low, here's Smith, and it's sent back by Bogut. Here's Green. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Cleveland has come out of the gates quickly. And here's Irving. LeBron outside. Layup off the pick. And there's Love. That's good on the assist by James. Well, and watching Kevin Love, he can do everything on the offensive end, Clark. He's been that way really his entire career, going back to high school.
Yeah, his game is low to the ground, too. No explosive moves or dunks. He takes you on and beats you with skill. Good footwork, smooth shot, sharp passer, and an excellent IQ.
Screen by Smith. James kicks to Smith. Again, the Cavaliers score.
And they are starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
Yeah, I agree with you. A big run taking place right now, and it looks to be the beginning of the end.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Irving passes to James. Back to Irving. Baseline jumper. Can't hit. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way.
And talking about Love, last season was a tricky one for him. So much of his post offense was taken away by the Cavs scheme. So he just made up for it by averaging the second most threes of his career.
Cleveland with the ball. It's been 10 unanswered points. Here's Irving. It's rebounded by Golden State.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
You know, for Kevin Love, last season was the first time as a pro that he's been asked to defer on offense. Not just to LeBron, but to Kyrie as well. You can bet he and Chris Bosh now have a lot to talk about.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And it's sent back by Bogut. Barnes with it. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
A bit of a wobbly start for him. Seems unable to keep a hold of the ball.
Yeah, that's 3 Apple turnovers in the first quarter. Not a trend he wants to continue.
The Cavaliers leading by 10. Now James, the screen from Thompson. The dish to Smith. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's got 4 assists in the game.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great already. I mean, the numbers are there, the multiple championships, some already calling him the best small forward to ever play the game.
Checked in for the Warriors. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. That'll be a 5-second call. And you just look at LeBron, Clark, in a historical context. Last season, he became the first player since Bill Russell and his Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals 5 consecutive years.
Boy, I tell you what, it says even more about LeBron that whenever he leaves a team, they miss the playoffs. And no matter what team he's on, they're favorites to win their conference.
Here's Love. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Love's got his second basket of the game. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Well, they've got far too many turnovers this half. That's the reason that they're losing the basketball game.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes, guys, you're just trying to do too much. It's good to be aggressive, but you've got to have your wits about you.
The Warriors making a switch here. Spates is checked in. Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Iman Shumpert has come in for Smith. And Fry kicks to Dellavedova. 11 feet away. Green with the rebound. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
You know, just maybe a little overly aggressive here. It hasn't been a good display of discipline with the basketball.
Yeah, he's really hurting his team, sabotaging his team with these miscues. He's got to rein himself in and get refocused a little bit.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Golden State. Fry, good.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Outside jumper. This one for 3. Shot is no good. The Warriors go the other way with it. Now here's Spates. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Boy, this has been an ugly, ugly start to the game for them.
Yeah, and easy to see why they're trailing here. Just way too many careless turnovers.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And here are the Cavaliers. It's been 16 straight unanswered. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work. He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And a sloppy stretch for him. Now 2 turnovers in 3 minutes. He's got to focus in and value the ball.
.114 left to play in the first quarter. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Shumpert's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. And they had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
Sloppy is the only way you can describe his play thus far. Just way too many turnovers.
Here's LeBron, and again it's Cleveland. And for LeBron James, a remarkable stat. Greg, he had increased his field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons going into 2014.
Yeah, a steep decline last season, though, back below 50%. Was it just the challenge of new teammates and a new system, or the mileage he's accumulated? This season may start to answer that question.
55 seconds left in the first quarter. And Fry kicks to Shumpert. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Shumpert's got 5 points so far.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And so it's Cleveland with it. Feeds to Fry. To the paint. And the dunk by James.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out. And you know, with LeBron, he's played over 40,000 career minutes. He's played more than Larry Bird did his entire career, more than NBA Iron Man Andre Miller as well. And those miles take their toll.
Here's Fry to the inside, and James with the basket on the assist by Fry. Fry has got 3 assists tonight.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
.32 seconds left in the first. He dishes it to Dellavedova. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Guys, you keep trying to force the issue. Take the D head on. Sometimes it backfires, and that's been the case for him. He's trying to do too much.
Shumpert dishes to James. Out left to the wing. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. They get it again. Mozgov kicks to Dellavedova. Back to Mozgov. Iguodala against LeBron. A terrific shot on the turnaround. LeBron's got 8.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
Checking in for your Warriors, Festus Ezeli.
Just 4 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And they keep going down low with the ball and keep getting positive results.
Extremely positive. I mean, this is a very nice lead to have early in the ball game.
That'll be a 5-second call. Here's Dellavedova, and that one comes up a bit short. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Cleveland ahead, delivering the blowout. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
I go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win, but that's what it takes in the NBA.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there, caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it, and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Iguodala out there with Festus Ezeli. And it's Curry in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
You know, with that one, he's getting up there in turnovers. I mean, 4 in all now. He's got to be better with the ball to get his team back into it.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Smith the pass to Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Irving's got 5 points so far.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's Smith. Outside Irving. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And 5 turnovers here. He set his team back on the offensive end.
So it's the Cavaliers now. It's a pick by Love. Irving against Thompson. Now here is Irving. Not a lot of room. The drive by Shumpert. In the corner, Smith with it. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Thompson. And the rejection by Ezeli. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Brandon Rush. He's checked in for Golden State.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
Spates checked in for Harrison Barnes. The Cavaliers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Smith outside, jacks up a 3. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA. And Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable player.
Good point. Cleveland's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Thompson sets the pick for Irving. Love outside. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Love's got 6. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Boy, a tough quarter. They've allowed 8 points off turnovers. That's the story.
That makes it hard to win. I mean, they've got to play smarter if they want to close this gap.
Smith dishes to Irving. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Back to Smith. There's the 3. And that one's good. 10 points for him.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them and sour.
The Warriors making a switch here. Clark's checked in. Spates against Love. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. And that one's good, Irving.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done. This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Well, it's simply been an awful quarter. I mean, terrible ball security. They've actually handled that thing like it's got leprosy. Take care of it.
Ouch. Leprosy.
LeBron, he's checked in for Shumpert. Off the screen. Here's Thompson. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Let's go.
Thompson's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut. And then for Cleveland, Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for J.R. Smith. So it's the Cavaliers now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Here's James. They shoot again. And the layup good by Mozgov.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
That'll be a 5-second call.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking because I certainly have no idea.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State, Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Now, here's Fry, guarded by Green. Irving drives in. Again, Irving missing.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. And here's Irving. 9 points in the game so far. Kicks it to Mozgov. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
And continuing to cough it up here, the TO's threatening to cost these guys the game.
Yeah, you want to get a shot every time down, even if it's a tough shot. Any shot is better than no shot. You just don't want to turn it over.
Dellavedova kicks to Irving. From deep, trying to get open is Mozgov. Another 3 for Cleveland.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Azili's checked in for Spates. And it's Barbosa in for Ian Clark. Now, here is Irving. He's got 12.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
Cleveland's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Yeah, this is not about charity, folks. That's his 4th giveaway already. He's letting his guard down out there.
.59 seconds left in the first half. The feed now to Dellavedova. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Dellavedova's got 5 points now this quarter.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road. Yeah, third turnover of the quarter, and he has got to value that basketball more.
Pass to Irving. Now, here's Fry. He's guarded closely. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. Dellavedova's got 9.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
.35 seconds left to play in the first half.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Clearly a mental lapse and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time, but it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors. Cleveland's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Picked by Mozgov. Fry passes to Mozgov. Outside Irving. Goes up again, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. The Cavaliers have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. That'll be a 5-second call.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking, because I certainly have no idea.
Six seconds left in the first half of the game. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Out to the right wing. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Dellavedova's got 9 points now in the quarter. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Cavaliers ahead, just dominating this one. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Guys, I'm here with Steph Curry. And Steph, what has the problem been defensively?
We were a step late, I think. And they made tough shots. We can't take away from that. But for the most part, we have to find a way to guard that line if they're knocking down shots to keep them out the game.
Steph, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly a one-sided first half of action. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It's Cleveland out on top at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. And let's go to Kenny. What'd you think of their first half?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game, and that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
That wraps it up for halftime as the game is just about to get going again in the third quarter. We will see you later.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Take a look at what Irving's done. 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
That'll be a 5-second call.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Love against Green. Irving, a good look. The Warriors pull it in. Green's got his fourth rebound in this one.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
Cleveland's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. On the court for Cleveland, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Tristan Thompson is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Irving in at the point guard. And it's Love penetrating. The shot is off. Nice D from Bogut. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Cleveland controlling the game. To the middle, here's Thompson, and he jams it with authority.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Here's Irving. Goes back up, and that one's good. James has got 10 points in the game.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Green against Love. Irving dishes to LeBron. And off the front iron, and in it goes. LeBron's got 4 points in the quarter.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
With that basket, it's now 6 points off of their giveaways this quarter.
They need to clean it up offensively if they're going to have any chance to get back into this one.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. And he gets it to go.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Yeah, they've gotten careless, Kevin, no doubt about it, with their turnovers in the second half.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Harrison Barnes. Smith with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Irving from long range. It's hauled in by Bogut.
The defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
They're obviously starting to lose some of their focus here, committing more and more turnovers as the game goes along. Not a good sign.
The Warriors making a switch here. Clark's checked in. And the Cavaliers with possession. It's been 8 unanswered points for them. So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. And the Warriors making a change here. Spates is checked in. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
You mentioned, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
And he knocks down the first one.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
And he can't hit the second. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Smith outside. Inside, got a piece of it. Love, and that one's good. Love's got 4 this quarter.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Irving for 3. The shot is off, and Golden State will go the other way with it.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Cleveland with the ball. It's been 13 unanswered points for him. James against Iguodala. LeBron kicks to Thompson, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Already he has 5 turnovers so far, and that's not the strongest game for him in that regard.
A different look now for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Shumpert in there for James. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Dellavedova's got 13.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. Here's Dellavedova, and again it's Cleveland.
We're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Clearly a mental lapse at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time, but it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for the Warriors. Shumpert passes to Dellavedova. Back to Shumpert. Pass to Dellavedova. No good from outside.
Really quite surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, not typical. They've been dominant on the board, but they are still falling short on the scoreboard.
Brandon Rush, he's checked in for the Warriors.
Brandon Rush.
Cleveland's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Mozgov with the bucket. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And here are the Cavaliers now. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Dellavedova from outside. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Barnes, he's checked in for Draymond Green. There's a good screen. Now the pass to Dellavedova. Shumpert dishes to Fry. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Golden State. .50 seconds left here in the third quarter. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. Cleveland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And Shumpert kicks to Smith. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. There's 31 seconds left in the third quarter. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them. And sour.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Here's Dellavedova. 18 points for him. Out to Shumpert. He feeds it to Fry. Over Barnes. No good from Fry. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Cleveland ahead, opening up a huge gap. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Bogut out there with Rush. Then there's Ian Clark. Then there's Maurice Spates. And it's Livingston in at the 1. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Here's McRae. Inside, Mozgov. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, we know that Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
That's good for Mozgov.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders. But thus far, he's proved to be worth it.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for the Warriors. Mozgov hits them both.
And the Mozgov trade, guys, for the Cavs, I think can be viewed as their big turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle. Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze.
Irving passes to McRae. Dishes it to Irving. Looking to get it going. He lays it in.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut. And Cleveland also making a change. Mo Williams is checked in for Irving. Left side Jefferson. Screen by Jones. Over in the corner Williams. His 3-pointers off the mark. 1 minute now into this 4th quarter. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Time now for an injury report. Now an update on LeBron from Doris Burke. What'd you find out, Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Cavaliers' head athletic trainer. He said he's having back spasms and it's causing him a lot of pain.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
Now, here's Spates, following the missed shot by Timofey Mozgov. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Another turnover and another basket the other way.
And the miscues this quarter, guys. How about 4 points that have gone the other way? And that's not how they're going to narrow this gap.
For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Williams up on top. Passes to Jones. Back to Williams. Jones, the pass to McCray. He kicks to Mozgov. Just 3 to shoot. And the rejection by Ezeli. They get it back. And the basket by Jones. Jones has got 4 points this quarter.
Guys, he's having a ball out there. I mean, we knew going in that he'd have an advantage on the glass, but I didn't think he could be this dominant. What a difference. Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost him.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Outside Williams. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Assist goes to Jordan McCray.
That'll be a 5-second call.
This is not the time to be cracking and breaking down. He's had 3 turnovers just in the fourth quarter.
That's a great point, but they still have time. It's just he's got to get it together.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's McCray. Outside Jefferson. Jones dishes to Mozgov. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
Jefferson setting the pick for Williams. And the rejection by Ezeli. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. And here are the Cavaliers. 15 points in a row. A good run right now. Outside Jefferson. Williams a screen. Jones, no one around him. Off target with his 3. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball secure. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Fries checked in for Jefferson. And a jumper in there for McCray. Now here's Williams. Ball stolen. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
What's he doing out there? He's got to be more careful.
Yeah, can't afford those mistakes. Every possession is critical here in the fourth quarter.
Cleveland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. To the middle, here's Mozgov, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
That'll be a 5-second call. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Azili's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Outside Williams. On the wing, Jones. Fires from deep. The offensive rebound. Rob. Here's Clark. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze. Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Cavaliers.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Kyrie Irving. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
There's a minute left to play here in the fourth. Picked by Mozgov. The dish now to Fry. Cleveland moving it around. Shot clock at 6. And another miss by Cleveland.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Cleveland controlling the game. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Outside Williams. To the paint. Fry, good.
And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight, but we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road win.
Crystal clearly. They came in here determined to steal this game, Greg. Their effort level, I thought, was outstanding, and they just took care of business.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Feeds to Williams. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, you guys had a tremendous second half. What were the things that had to happen to win this game?
No, we all contributed tonight, and if we have a well-balanced, scoring and we're efficient on both ends, we usually end up winning the game. And, like you said, the second half was big for us tonight.
It takes 5 guys to win it in the NBA. Kevin, thanks for your time. Back to the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
Kyrie, this dude is a composed, mature leader. Along with all that mental strength, he's got such an incredible feel for the game. He runs the floor, he passes beautifully, and he can shoot from lights out from anywhere on the court.
He went about his business tonight so efficiently on the offensive end. It was very savvy. It was a heads-up performance. It seemed like he had his hand on about every single basket, from scoring to assist.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Kid. What? Did you see that? Was that video funny? Did you see that at the end? I said, won't. And Kid, watch it again. That's why you garbage at 2K. That's why you don't have it. You mad? Do you have GTA? Always playing some Black Ops.
How we live, how we live.